outside the box office. We're set here at Mohegan Sun for the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's Bellator 282. Friday night, that's tomorrow night, live on Showtime in the main event. One of MMA's all-time greatest, the living and still fighting icon Gegard Mousasi defends his Bellator middleweight belt, looking for his 50th professional career victory as he takes on the fast-rising, undefeated up-and-comer Johnny Eblen at 11-0. That is in the main event. 5 rounds scheduled for the Bellator Middleweight Championship. And just before that, we'll go back to the quarterfinal round in Bellator's $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. On site to take in the action and help us with the commentating, the interim Bantamweight, the newly crowned interim Bantamweight champion, Rafael Super Stotts is with us this weekend. He will defend his interim belt in the semifinal round. The 4 fighters competing tomorrow night in the quarterfinals to make their way to the semis. It'll be Barzola versus Magomedov and Sabatello versus Ego. And of course, to kick off the live card, live on Showtime, Irish Brennan Ward is back once again on the main card here tomorrow night, Bellator 282. As we get set for the weigh-ins for Bellator 282, I'm Michael C. Williams, joined on stage by Sophia. A quick thank you to the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman, Mr. James Gessner, President of Sports Entertainment here at Mohegan Sun, Mr. Tom Cantone, Chief of the Mohegan Tribe, Lynn Malerba, and Director on site, as always, Mr. Mike Mazzulli. Tomorrow night live on Showtime, 9 o'clock in the East, 6 o'clock live in the West. That'll be the start time for your main card. The prelims get underway 3 hours earlier, 6 o'clock in the East, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. And of course, as always, you can catch those prelims live and uninterrupted on YouTube at either Bellator MMA or Showtime Sports. For those joining us on the live stream, we welcome you as we get set now to get underway with the prelim weigh-ins. We'll kick it off now with Logan versus Nallo. Your first fighter to the scale, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Bryce Logan. Scottsdale by way of Dolan, South Dakota, 12-6 as a pro. Official weight, 156. 156 pounds for Logan. And now his opponent, please welcome Mandel Rat Garbage Nallo. Eight and 2 as a pro out of Toronto. His official weight, 155.5. 155.5 pounds for Nallo. We kick it off here in the lightweight division tomorrow night prelim card. Again, 6 o'clock start time in the East, 3 o'clock in the West. Bryce Logan, Mandel Nallo. And we go now to the middleweight division. Jeffrey versus Aguila. Your first fighter to the scale, Aaron Jeffrey. From Tillsonburg, Ontario, Canada, 11-3 as a professional. On the scale, official weight 184.25. 184 and 1/4 pounds for Jeffrey. And now his opponent, please welcome Fabio F5 Aguiar. Fighting out of Recife, Pernambuco, Brazil. 18-2 as a professional. His official weight, 184. 184 pounds for F5. Prelim fight number 2, middleweight division. Fighters are set. It'll be Aaron Jeffrey and Fabio Aguiar. We go now to the featherweight division. Gonzalez versus Law. First to the scale, please welcome James, the Alley Cat Gonzalez. 8-5 as a professional out of Shirley, New York. Official weight 145 and 3/4 pounds. 145.75. His opponent now, we welcome the undefeated Cody Law. At 6-0, fighting out of Pittsburgh. His official weight, the same, 145 and 3/4 pounds. 145.75 for Law. With 10 fights scheduled on the prelim card tomorrow night, here's fight number 3. Featherweights on weight, ready to go. Again, James Gonzalez, Cody Law. We go now to the Flyweight division. It'll be Johanny versus Lara. First fighter to the scale from Brazil, Lara Johanny. 9-6 as a pro out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Official weight, 125 on the mark for Johanny. And now we welcome the former title challenger from Medellin, Colombia, Alejandra Azula Lara. 9-5 as a pro. Official weight 125 and 1/2 pounds. 125.5 for Lara. Tomorrow night, prelims live on YouTube at Bellator MMA or Showtime Sports. Both channels, you can catch it live. Brazil versus Colombia. Lara Johanny, Alejandra Azula Lara. We go now to the welterweight division. It'll be Mendonça versus Mousasi. First fighter to the scale, Michael, born again, Mendonça. Rio das Ostras, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 11-5 as a pro. His official weight, 175 and 3/4 pounds. 170.75. And now his opponent, please welcome Sabah, the Sleek Sheik, Mousasi. 16-10 as a pro. Fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Mousasi on the scale officially 170 even. 170 pounds even for Mousasi. As Bert says, we got a fight. Welterweight showdown. Bout number 5 on the prelim card tomorrow night. Mekon Mendonça Sabah Mousasi. And once again, to quote Bert, we got a fight. Welterweight set. We go now to the middleweight division. Abdullah versus Tokov first. Muhammad the Hurricane. Abdullah. 11-5 as a pro with 1 no contests. On the scale officially, 185.25. 185.25 for Abdullah. His opponent now, bringing 30 professional victories, just 2 defeats in Bellator. Undefeated at 6-0, Anatoly Tokov. Official weight 186. 186 pounds for Tokov. Three 5-minute rounds scheduled. Middleweights. Fight 6. Tomorrow night, prelim card. Muhammad the Hurricane Abdullah Anatoly Tokov. We go now to the featherweight division. Sorensen versus Zingano. First to the scale. Bam, bam. Sorensen. Out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. As a pro, 9-4. On the scale officially, 146. 146 pounds even for Sorensen. And now we welcome the number 2 ranked Alpha Cat Zingano. 12-4 as a pro. Fighting out of San Diego by way of Boulder, Colorado. Official weight 145.25. 145 and 1/4 pounds for Zingano. Ranked at number 6, Bam Bam Sorensen takes on the number 2 ranked Alpha Cat Zingano. And we go now to the 8th fight on the prelim card tomorrow night. Back to the lightweight division. Chablis versus Primus. First fighter to the scale, Alexander Chablis. 21-3 as a pro. On the scale, 155 3/4 pounds. 155.75 for Chablis. And now we welcome the former Bellator lightweight world champion, Brent Primus. He's 11-2 overall as a professional. Currently ranked number 2 in the lightweight division. The former champ on the scale, 156 even. 156 pounds for Primus. Fight number 8 in the lightweight division. It will be Alexander Chablis and the number 2 ranked Brent Primus. We go now to the featherweight division. Soto versus Brennan. First fighter out of Escondido, California, Johnny Phantom Soto. At 4-2 early on as a pro. On the scale, officially 145 1/2 pounds. 145.5 for Soto. And now we welcome the undefeated fighter out of Frisco, Texas, Lucas Skywalker Brennan. 6-0 as a professional. All but one of those have finished. On the scale, 145.75. 145 3/4 pounds for Brennan. Two up-and-comers in the featherweight division set to square off. Again, live on YouTube at Bellator MMA or Showtime Sports. Johnny Phantom Soto, Lucas Skywalker Brennan. And we go now to your 10th and final fight to close down the prelims tomorrow night lightweight division. It'll be Mota versus Moret. First fighter to the scale, Achilles Mota. out of Registro, São Paulo, Brazil. He fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida. 12-3 as a pro. His weight, 155.5 pounds. 155.5 for Malta. And now his opponent, Dan the Hitman Moretz, out of Scottsdale, Arizona, by way of Mankato, Minnesota. 15-7 as a pro. On the scale, exactly the same. 155.5 pounds. 155.5 for Moretz. We close down the prelims tomorrow night. Again, you can catch it live, 6 o'clock start time in the East, 3 o'clock in the West. Live on YouTube at Bellator MMA and Showtime Sports. Here's your final. To conclude those prelims, Kelly's Mota Dan, the Hitman Moretz. And we go now to the Bellator 282 main card, a 4-fight main card featuring 3 of those 4 fights scheduled for 5 rounds and featuring in the main event the Middleweight World Championship. Again, live on Showtime, starting off 9 o'clock in the East, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. We kick it off with welterweights. Kane versus Ward. Your first fighter to the scale, Cassius Killer Kane. In his Bellator debut out of Omaha by way of Winside, Nebraska, 12-7 as a pro, 169.75. 169.75, the official weight. And now we welcome back to the scale from New London, Connecticut, Irish, Brennan Ward. 15-6 as a professional, coming off a round 2 TKO victory in his return. Now on the scale, 171 pounds even. 171 for Ward. Tomorrow night, live on Showtime from Mohegan Sun Arena. We kick it off here with welterweights. 9 o'clock in the East, 6 in the West. Cassius Killer Kane, Irish, Brennan Ward. And now we go to the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. We conclude the quarterfinal round with 2 fights tomorrow night. Here's your first matchup. Barzola versus Magomedov. Your first fighter to the scale, Enrique El Fuerte Barzola. The Peruvian, successful in his wild card round fight at Bellator 278 in April. That unanimous decision victory gained him entry to the World Grand Prix. And tomorrow night's quarterfinal round, 18-5-2 as a pro. His official weight, 135 on the mark. 135 pounds even. And now we welcome the number 4 ranked bantamweight Magomed Tiger Magomedov. In his quarterfinal round contest, 18-2 as a pro, 135 on the mark, his weight. Both fighters, 135 even. The third overall quarterfinal round fight, the first tomorrow night, is set. The winner advancing to the semifinal round in the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Enrique El Fuerte Barzola Magomed Tiger Magomedov. Up next, your fourth and final fight in the quarterfinal round of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. it'll be Sabatello versus Ego. Your first fighter to the scale, the Italian gangster, Danny Sabatello. At 12-1 as a pro, the winner in his wild card round fight by unanimous decision brings him to the scale. His official weight, 134.75. For the fighter out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by way of Chicago, 134 3/4 pounds. And now his opponent, do Brasil, Leandro Alter Ego. Out of Mosoro, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, 21-5 as a pro. And on the scale, exactly the same, 134 3/4 pounds. Words exchanged for months, and finally the two fighters set to square off. Not here on stage, but tomorrow night inside the cage. It'll be your fourth and final round contest in the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Sabatello versus Ego. And now we go to the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Middleweight World Championship. We welcome first the fast-rising middleweight contender, the undefeated challenger, Johnny, the human cheat code, Eblen. Out of Coconut Creek by way of Kansas City, 11-0 on the scale. The challenger, 185 on the mark. 185 even for Eblen. And now we welcome the living and still fighting legend, one of MMA's all-time greatest. Please welcome the defending Bellator middleweight world champion, Gegard Mousasi. Official weight, 185 pounds for Mousasi out of Amsterdam, Netherlands. 49-7-2. 40 finishes to his credit. Mousasi making his third defense after regaining that Bellator middleweight strap. Eblen in his first ever world title fight, putting his undefeated record on the line. There it is. Your main event is set for middleweight gold. Mousasi versus Eblen. It's all taking place tomorrow night right here at Mohegan Sun. Tickets still available. Box office right over here. Bellator.com for details, or write to Ticketmaster.com for tickets. 9 o'clock live on Showtime for the main card. 6 o'clock for the prelim start time live on YouTube. With that, we thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night for Bellator 282 live on Showtime.